Hey everyone, Carol here. I was thinking about today listening, the act of listening, and how listening can be an act of love. Uh, Scripture talks about the act of listening very often. Sometimes it's about listening to God, to the Word, to have understanding. And sometimes it's God listening to us and responding. Listening is usually often tied to action. Hearing our cries, we read in Scripture, God hears the cries of the people. Um, and and just thinking today, in midst of what feels like chaos sometimes, in a fast-paced world, that the gift of listening is so needed and really does really is this act of love, um, meaningful love. So, how do we do that? How do we listen? I was thinking about a memory I have of my father, or many memories really. He would take uh, me and my siblings, but individually, on walks with him. And we all knew when our father invited us to walk with him, he was making space to listen to us, to hear what was going on in our lives. And he would do this every time he would take me on a walk. He would just remain perfectly silent, and I would just explode with everything. I think I told him my whole life story every time I walked with him because he made that space with his silence. I remember actually being quite proud of myself when I turned it on him once and was perfectly silent, and I finally got to hear some of his stories. Um, so, the gift of making space for people by not trying to fill a space, but just but allowing there to be silence and to allowing there to be time set aside can be a great, like my father set a time to walk with us. An invitation to walk can be a great gift these days. So, what are you listening to these days? Who are you listening to these days? Do you make time to listen to God? Do you take time to listen to your neighbor? Do you take time to listen to yourself and what's going on with you? Um, and how do you do that? Let me know. God bless.